I can't promise that this video is going to be safe to be watched around your kids, watched at work. I'm going to try to keep my profanity and swearing to a minimum in this case, but this is a rant video. It's one thing that I keep seeing boil up over and over again. I was just listening to the Boom podcast, the Xbox Factor podcast. I'll include a link in the description. Nothing against those guys, but I see this constant flow of this mindset that just because Sony would lock down Bethesda games, that Microsoft has every right to do so. Microsoft already has every right to do so in the terms of ownership, but that doesn't excuse it, and that doesn't mean that they should lock down these kind of games. And that's what this is going to be about. I'm assuming if you've never been or seen my content at this channel, and you're definitely excited about the Bethesda deal, that I'm going to be called a Sony pony. That's going to be news to all the Sony ponies who call me an xbot. I have no allegiance to any platform except for that of what I call gamer first. And it's that mindset and the idea of what we can expect in the future that really frustrates me when I see this bullshit tribalism that keeps coming up both on the Sony side and the Xbox side. It's annoying, it's childish. The 90s ended like 30 years ago. Can we please move on? I want to dive into something real quick because this is, I think, essentially this is the piece. This is the apex. This is the item that eventually kind of set it off. Obviously, WCC F-Tech tweeting out that Starfield may release as an Xbox PC exclusive, as a rumor. Now, for me, I would take the stance that if it's a wholly owned Xbox property, a timed exclusive is fine. We've seen the same kind of stuff with Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI, surprise, is a timed exclusive, if you aren't aware. Same thing with the Final Fantasy VII R remake. It doesn't make sense to limit these games. The numbers do not add up. Minecraft makes an insane amount of money. It's on all platforms. Anyway, so I can get behind the mindset of a timed exclusive. But let me tell you why this is actually bad for Xbox gamers. We don't need some kind of land war. We don't need some kind of locking down of these games. Sony did it with the Spider-Man deal. That is wrong. I spoke out about it. I'm going to keep speaking out about it. These aren't gamer-first initiatives. These are tribalism at its worst, and gamers are the ones who ultimately pay the price. The best thing that we can do, the best thing that can happen in this industry, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, Google, Amazon, Nintendo, is to have more choice for gamers, not less. The exclusive really is a system of excluding. It's not something like, hey, we're a part of this club. It's like, no, you can't come in unless you pay this entry. However, over just the last 10 years alone, we're seeing third party become the dominant force with these games. So, to be clear, I fully am excited that Microsoft decided to go out and purchase Bethesda. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Microsoft has several more acquisitions, at least if I'm going to believe their CEO and Phil Spencer himself, that this is not over with. They are trying to bring as many people in-house as all possible, and they have every right to do so. I think it will be exciting to see what Microsoft can do for gaming, especially as it relates for Game Pass. But to lock this out, to sit here and say, like, you have to purchase into our console system, you have to have this paywall to be able to jump in, it goes against everything that Microsoft's doing. And so anybody who's sitting here, any xbot that's sitting here saying that this is good for gamers isn't a moron. You're not getting it. Your head's up your ass, and you need to pull your head out of your ass, and you need to start actually listening to what Phil Spencer is saying. Now, let's say Phil Spencer does this. Then Phil Spencer is an ass. Like, it doesn't make sense. They've been focused. They've been hitting this whole beat of gamer first, gamer first, gamer first for so long. And that is what ultimately I think will win. Those are the ideas that will win. But Brian, he said that they'll have console selection on a case-by-case basis. I think that's a power move, personally speaking. I think that's the perfect thing to say. It's the perfect non-statement, meaning that for Xbox, who are all like, yes, this is ours, suck it, Sony, we're winning because you lost. Like, we're so tired of losing, but now Microsoft has finally woken. You know, that's all well and good and fine. Oh gosh, I crack myself up sometimes. But then at the same time, it also gives hope. It doesn't say that they're not locking these games down. So I am just personally, like, just so livid at the mindless tribalism that happens within gaming right now that it it disappoints me. Honestly, that's the best way to say it. I'm sorry that I said pull your head out of your ass. I used to say it this way. If you're excited and you want people to be excluded from gaming, you disappoint me. That's a straight up disappointment that I have in you right now. Hopefully you are also not in the same boat. Hopefully you are also on the side of gamer first. So, like I said in the tweet, I can understand timed exclusives. Timed exclusives could easily be the way of the future. If you want to play this game first, this is where it's at. But the real reason here that it's ultimately frustrating is, why should we limit Game Pass? Why should we limit Xbox players from this library of games? If you could sit here and say, right now, Game Pass members are at 15 million. That's massive. Now you're like, well, maybe some of those are still a part of the dollar. Honestly, I don't care. We can try to limit that number. It's an impressive number for this service. And the goal of it is to grow it even further. Console sales, roughly around 100 million plus for PlayStation 4. Imagine if Game Pass was that same level. Sony, I wish them all the success. Hopefully they're going to make a great product, but I honestly think that they are misstepping and making a lot of different, maybe more or less marketing mistakes. I'm looking forward to hearing what people have to say about the PS5 come November 12th. I personally was not able to get one. If I am able to get one, I'll let you guys know. Beyond PlayStation, I think essentially a lot of their leadership is misaligned. I think that when you look at the industry, I think that they're being caught off guard. Voice is cracking. I think they're being caught off guard. And when I look at the numbers, I think Microsoft is more or less like Phil has said. Like if you go and just look at the words that he said, that he's competing with Google and Amazon. So why would Microsoft want to partner or purchase like a more studios? Well, so Sony, or not Sony, I don't think Sony has the capital to do what might like to compete in this field. What Google and Amazon, like that's where this battle is being raged. And if we can have a better future for games, like the CEO said, like Phil Spencer said, and I believe that's going to win. That's going to be a big win for everybody. I think that's going to be a big win for everybody. Now, I can sit here and tell you to knock off the tribalism bullshit all I want. Some people aren't going to do it. They're going to discount my words like they normally do, and then they're eventually going to crawl themselves back to any of my content, hat in hand, tucking tail, when essentially one of two things is right. Either I'm right, or in this case, they're right. They'll probably come and gloat. In that case, then I am an avid anti-Xbox player, and Microsoft is wrong in that case. If they decide to go and cut another platform off and say you have to be in this ecosystem, I would rather, and I think the better way forward is to bring Game Pass to Sony, to bring it to other platforms. Let people play wherever the hell they want to play. And that's my piece. I'm sorry for the cussing. It just frustrates me. And I get that I'm odd. I get that I'm on the outside, and it's just a function of time. It is, and so I hope that I'm correct, and I hope that that Microsoft doesn't go and get power hungry, because then the biggest unfortunate, the sad thing in all of this is that where the hell are you, Sony? Where the hell are you? Competition can help breed excellence. And when gamers have choice, then we can stop competing on excluding people. All right. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I love you. I apologize. Hopefully you found this somewhat thoughtful. But I'm betting many people won't. So hopefully this video doesn't go wide. Hopefully this is just for the Soul Nation. And then that way, at least if nothing else, I've said my piece. And I've drawn my line in the sand, which I continue to do, and I will continue to do. I will continue to fight for gamer first mindsets, whether you think you would benefit from it or not. But you can always let me know I'm wrong. This is an open forum. I am an idiot. From time to time, I'm not always right. I just feel like locking people out is the wrong way forward. I think it's a backwards thought. I think that's just because that's the way something was does not mean that's the way it always has to be. And that's where I just get fucking pissed. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Goodbye. Probably canceling myself on YouTube. goodbye, take care, and it's been a fun run. If I see you in my next video, thanks. Love you faces. Take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.